right. That's right. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, you have no idea. It's crazy. All right, we got to quiet down. All right. Shush. Oh, hey, oh. All right, y'all see this ship up in here? This is not the ship that we're going to be on Saturday. This is a ship that all y'all going to be on next year. What I'm talking about right there. See, because there's only about 135, 140 agent couples going to be on this cruise that we're taking Saturday, all over the Caribbean, okay, having a blast. And then there's about 400 of their friends, so well over 500 people will be on this cruise this Saturday. The Alliance is cruising, okay? And there's a lot, tons, thousands of new Alliance members that are not going to get to go on this trip, and for that I am sad, for that I am sorry. But you are invited on the next cruise we go on, which will be this ship right here, called the Norwegian Jade. And this in the background, you see up here, this is Santorini. You're invited. We're going to go to Corfu, otherwise known as Olympia. We're going to go to Santorini, Mykonos, and another one. I can't think of the name right now, but I'm going to think of it in a second. Santorini, Mykonos, huh? Well, Olympia and Corfu is one, and there's Mykonos, and there's Santorini. Katakolon. So Corfu is not Olympia. Katakolon is Olympia, and then Corfu. Okay, so all of y'all are invited, and I just got back a few weeks ago. I went with Katie, our event planner, and Chris Revis, and we checked it out. Took Haley, our daughter, and had a blast. As a matter of fact, I got a couple pictures. This is Haley, mine and Jane's daughter. And she's beautiful like Jane. And this view you can't capture, but it gets you an idea of how beautiful it is. And this is another one of the same place, different. So look how much the angle, just the angle. This is that way, and then looking over here. So can you imagine that? Now, if you could look over, it's a different angle. It's crazy pretty. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, I was just like, hey, look at this. She says, oh my God, I'm going to take a picture. She take a picture of it, you can't tell. It's just like over there. You just can't grab. So it is amazing. This is just an absolutely amazing place in the history. And matter of fact, this is Corfu, because Corfu has a totally different look than Santorini and Mykonos. You got a lot more green. And this, you can't see all the islands in the background and the beautiful houses. The picture does not do the place justice, but it gets you some idea to be thinking about where we're going to be traveling on this cruise right here. This Saturday, the Alliance is cruising, and we're having a celebration. Last year was an unbelievable year for the Alliance. I mean, you killed it, okay? Fantastic year. Tons of people won cruises for themselves, for their children, for mom and daddy, and their family, okay? So the good news is, last year, a lot of people won cruises for their family. So this year, this trip is for you. This is for the couples. We're not doing extra for families. We're not taking families. This is us. This is the Alliance trip. Okay, we'll tell you more about that. But I want to say that. Okay, now, what else do we have coming up? Well, I hadn't introduced myself. My name's Andy Albright. I'm with the Alliance, and I've been with the Alliance for 13 years. Buddies of mine like Alex Fitzgerald, Adam Katz, and my cousin who taught me into getting an insurance license. I want to say been with us over 20 years, but I guess my cousin's been with me over 50 years now. But these guys we've been together for a long time. The Alliance has been forming. You have just never been with us at this time. This is the best time. This is the best setup we've ever had. We've got the best group of individuals, the best culture. Our carriers are strong as a cat's back. We got Alliance Life USA. We've started our own insurance company. We're having ridiculous trips like this that you can combine carriers. Nobody has anything like that in the United States of America, where you can get points from this company, and go on an insane, this is a 7-night cruise. This ain't like one of those little tour things where they have your little fruity drinks, with the little umbrellas. If you've ever been those cheap little things, they give you one free, No, this is the real deal right here. This is 4 islands, 7 nights. Now, if you kick butt and take names, or as you kick butt and take names, you can win 2 extra days in Venice, Italy. All right? All right, so 2 more days. So there's about a half dozen people that have already won this cruise, and now they're going for that Venice trip. Now, if you are overambitious, you can win an extra 2 spots for mom and daddy. I heard a couple of managers say they were going to win a couple more for top staff they were going to bring with them. And if you're just over ambitious, you can win an extra 2 days for them in Venice, Italy. So that's the game plan. That's coming up. Now, so this week we're going to be in the Caribbean. We're going all over St. Thomas. We're at St. Croix. We're in Nassau. We're going to Atlantis. We've got ping pong tournament scheduled on this cruise. We've got Eaton, Foresters is going to be on there. The gifts are awesome. It's going to be cool stuff. We're going to have a blast. We'll be thinking about you. While we're thinking about you, you be thinking about winning the next trip, okay? Because somebody got to be up in here, holding down the Alliance while we're out there on the ship, right? Okay, so when we come back, we're looking to bring all the people together that are going to win this trip and that are going to help take the Alliance to a multi-billion dollars. We're going to call that our Summer Leadership Conference. You need to get it on your calendar. It is July 18th, 19th, and 20th. On Thursday, will Thursday be the 18th or would that be the 17th? 17th. We're going to build this crazy setup over here at Salvation Army's Boys Club. Foresters is bringing the money and the equipment. All we got to do is bring the bodies to help out, and then they're going to have a little get-together, a little party afterwards here at the Alliance. You're all invited that Thursday night, the 17th. Then Friday morning, we're going to have a leadership for the men. We're planning on a leadership for the ladies. We're working on that. And then the event's going to kick off Friday at 1. We're going to go all day Saturday, and we're going to have a Sunday morning optional worship service and some Sunday training. And then you're going to go back, and we're going to blow this thing up. We're going to mess up 2014. It's going to be crazy, okay? So listen. Now, I've got challenges. I'm going to talk about challenges right here and try to help you get over challenges. Last Wednesday, I said I'm going to give you the 12 things to make your goals come true faster than you could have possibly imagined. And I got through about 7 or 8. So I'm going to knock out the last 3 or 4, and then I'm going to talk to you about what the inner circle, about what Stephen Davies and Adam Katz and Bill and Diane Lampy and Fitzgerald are reading and we're talking about, and I'm going to work with you. That's the part where I'm going to work with you on obstacles and fear and what you have to do to make your dreams come true. Kind of summarize it. Okay, so the biggest thing, so what's the one thing I could do right now, Andy? Write down these dates, July 18th, 19th, 20th, and put down Burlington, North Carolina. And then go to a map, figure out where Burlington is, figure out if you're going to drive, figure out if you're going to fly, get you a hotel reservation, get you a ticket, talk to your manager, start saying these are the 3 challenges I have, how do I overcome them? Don't call your manager and say I can't go. Say these are the challenges we got to overcome. And then start working through it. Now, again, I'm going to talk to you about mindset, but I want to, okay, there we go. Lead convention, be there. Okay, we've got contests going on like crazy. I'm not even going to get into them. I tell you what I will do. I will do this. Go to our website, go to the naaleads.com, NAA Leads, and then click on contests, and then check out all the contests that are going on. Okay? This is something you can do. Like people do things like they click on Law and Order or they Google funnies. My son's always showing me funnies. Well, he's 16. He ain't a business guy. He ain't got a family to support. And these men out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? These men out there showing you funny videos. Like, what the heck? Who's got time? Ain't nobody got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that? What's wrong with that? We got stuff to do. We got contests to win that we make the funny videos. We make the crazy stuff. We live life. So, here's what you need to do. Go to NAA Leads and start checking out all the context. The Phoenix Life, the Greek Isles Cruise, the Alliance Life US. There's all kinds of good stuff. You can spend hours on this doing something productive. Okay, so there we go on that. Oh, this is big stuff. Details, details, details. Online contracting. First of all, when we only had one company 15 years ago, it was awesome because you only had one carrier, one policy, One contract to fill out. It was awesome. The problem is you didn't have products to write on your clients. Nothing got issued and you never got paid. But contracting was easy. Now, we've got like 5, 6, 7 companies. You got to do it online. And it has been a pain in my derriere. My mama used to say, you know what burns my rear end? A flame about that high. That's the way she said, flame about that. I said, what does that got to do with anything? What ticked me off is just a pain. Well, what my staff's telling me that online contracting started today. What is that? Stuff's happening today. It has come down on us that contracting is easier than ever. Apparently, you get a text, you get an email. It's simple. Is it much just true, Brandy? Brandy says yes. And if Brandy Tipton says it's more simple, it's more simple. Because if it ain't more simple, she'd tell you. Matter of fact, I think you might be the one that got it started. You did about 2 weeks ago. I said, what is your problem? She said, contracting. Like that right there. I said, well, that's going to be fixed. So Brandy upset, me upset, equals you getting an easier process. So if there's another process you're not happy about, let Brandy know. Brandy let me. And then all Hades will come up in that. All right. Okay, so apparently that is a big deal. This is big. On the cruise ship this Saturday, you guys that are going to be with us, the first day we're going to get on the cruise, we're going to have a blast. We're going to set sail. The next morning, sleep late, get up early. I don't care what you do, okay? Have a blast. I hope to see you at breakfast. You might not see me at breakfast. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to decide that morning. It's going to be great. We're going to be out high-fiving, taking pictures. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be exploring. I mean, this you don't believe this cruise ship. They got trees, flowers. It's just like you're in a mall. It's crazy. Traveling. Okay, the next morning, which let's see, we're on Saturday. So Saturday is when we get there. Sunday morning is first one. Monday morning, we are going to do a celebration, a recognition. We say 8 o'clock, be later, because it ain't going to kick off at 8. I'm just going to tell you, everything's going to tell you 8. It's going to be a little bit later. About 8:15, 8:20, 8:30 is when it's going to get started. Okay? So, but you need to be there because we're going to have all the carriers and we're going to do recognition and we're going to get up really the main people on the ship. The people that kick butt, take names. The big recruiters, the big annuity salespeople, the big salespeople, the big recruiters, all the key people that are on that ship. We're going to do a lot of recognition, and we need y'all there clapping for them to see who's the main people. And so if you didn't win, you can be punching your wife or your husband or your mom and dad and going like, that's the one right there I'm passing. Right there. So you're going to see who the people are that you need to be fighting to win with this coming year. All right, so the second, it'll be it's the one meeting that I really want you to be there for because that's when we're going to celebrate, do a lot of recognition. The carrier's going to do some chit-chatting and tell you about what's coming up. So that's a big deal. One other thing, there's 2 more courses available on NAA University that are for free. One is on appointment setting and phone scripts. It's course number 124, 124, 124, 124. And there's another one, 214. Well, that'll make it confusing. There's 124 and 214 that are now free courses that are made available on NAA University. Okay, so much more going on. Our Good Samaritan bonus, James Hill in the house won another one. Give him $1,000. $1,000 to any charity my man names. We're going to send them $1,000. Mike and Michelle Alleman, another $1,000, any charity they name. And you guys, appreciate y'all doing stuff to get charity money out. So, is Tim Goad? Is he on there yet? So, yes, no?
Hey, I'm going to send him over.
Okay, all right. Hey, I hear him. All right, so I have got jam-packed stuff to go over. As a matter of fact, I am going to tell you that each one of these, I want to talk to you. My game, last week I went over this. Underachievers are missing out on one of these 12 steps. These are the 12 steps. Then I went over the instant victory. I ain't going to do that with you right now. I'm going to do that in a few minutes. The instant, without going through the 12, just solve it in one picture. Then last week I went over these things. I went over deciding what you want, believing you can do it. I went over writing down and Habakkuk 2:2 and how that ties in. All right, y'all know who that is. It's actually a different book called Habakkuk 2 and chapter 2. A psychoneuromotor, that right there. It's something that controls your emotions, your intelligence, and your physical. It's when you write down your goals. So I covered that. Establishing a starting point. We went over your why, coming up with a big why, and coming up with a deadline. So now then I'm going to get into the last 6, and I'm going to do it like that. And then I want to get into what the inner circle is talking about. Okay? Now, I have Tim Goad. Tim Goad is a pastor in Orlando, Florida. He's also a business coach to numerous companies around the country. He coaches us, talks to a lot of our individuals. He's got Joe Burke and Mickey Cruz. He's got Junior down there. He's got all kinds of people around him right now that he's teaching and talking and coaching about how to build big businesses, get people's heart, get their mind, get all the things you need to make a winning team. So we have him on a conference call. I invited him in. I said, Tim, talk to me a little bit on mindset of victory and overcoming obstacles. So if you're having a challenge about going to leadership, you're having a challenge with your family, a challenge with health, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff like that. Winning mindset. So, Mr. Tim Goad, are you up in the house?
Yes, sir. I'm on here, Andy. Thank you for the privilege.
Bo, I'm fired up, man. Talk to me. I'm taking notes and listening. I got all my buddies listening in. We fired up. We're going on. You're going to be on a cruise with us, ain't you, Bo?
Man, we are so excited, Andy. That is going to be a celebration, an unbelievable time of just celebrating, being with people we love, and just dreaming about the future and celebrating our victories up to this point, man. I'm fired up. Great to be on the call with you today.
Man, can't wait to see Gay. Can't wait to see Blake, Brianne. We're going to be running around that cruise, taking pictures, talking to our buddies, hanging out with our friends, and celebrating. Talking about the next one we're going to go on, which don't make no sense in America today. But for us, it makes sense. Tim, what's you got on the mind, man? We're going to listen. We are all ears and pens and pencils, man. Talk to us.
Andy, I love what you're talking to everybody about right now, because really goals and this mindset of a winner, the mindset of an overcomer, the mindset of a person that says, you know what, I know we're going to have battles. I know in success we've got to prepare for battles in order to win. I know there's going to be a cost that's going to be connected to my dream and my vision. I know that there are going to be people that oppose my success. So I'm ready and I'm preparing. And today you're on this call. You're listening to the show. You're listening to Andy today. You're out across the country at boot camps and other op meetings because you are preparing for the victory that is yours. You also got to realize you not only got to prepare, you've got to fight. You got to be willing to fight to succeed. You've got to be willing to fight for the victory. You've got to be willing to lay it on the line because winning does demand a fight. The other thing that I can tell you today that I have discovered in successful people is that they're flexible. They don't get so rigid. They look around them because can I tell you this week, this month, this day, can I tell you, you're going to have things that are going to come in, and some of us, you know what, we allow inflexibility to keep us from adjusting our game plans, from adjusting our flight plans, from adjusting our fight plans. Here's what we know, guys. Andy can tell you this. He's told you over and over. Success begins with successful thinking. And what I've noticed that separates people from people that win just a little, from people that win big. And everybody on the call today, let me tell you what I love about the Alliance, what I love about Andy, what I love about your upline, what I love about your leader in this business is nobody's telling you what success is for you. They're asking you, what is your success? So I just want to ask you today, right here as you listen today, in the middle of this week, right before we get on the cruise, what is your dream? You get to choose it. What is success to you? What does it look like? Nobody's trying to tell you what success looks like. They're asking you, what does success look like? What is that definition for you? And once you choose it, then you have to commit to it. You say, Tim, what do I need to commit to? Well, let me tell you some principles that I see. Andy knows these. They're in the Green Book. I just find that people that really win, people that win their battles, people that win their battles even before they get into battle, have a different mindset. They've got an attitude. That's why Andy just continually tells you, you've got to read books. You've got to get the right association. You've got to be listening to the right downloads. Do you know why it's so important, guys? Because it's impossible for you to fight your very best fight and win and to overcome with a bad attitude. So I just want to tell you, attitude changes everything. How you prepare, how you play, how you celebrate, all has to do with those victories. And Andy is so all over it when you realize that you can't allow outside circumstances to absolutely drive and dictate your attitude today. I used to think people that had a great attitude, they just had a great attitude. And then I realized it was a choice. You need to say to yourself today, my attitude is my choice, and I will not give that. I will not surrender that to anyone else. The second thing I can tell you about, guys, principles of people that really win, is they don't let failure destroy their attitude and take them out. They learn from it. They learn from their mistakes. They learn from their setbacks. They learn, and they realize that learning is part of the preparation for my victory. It's what even makes, you know what? It makes my victories even sweeter. The third principle that I find out about people that succeed is this: they're always thinking team. They're always thinking about other people. They're always thinking about how can I elevate somebody else's game. Can I tell you, leaders are the ones who run head first into the unknown. They chase the dream. They chase the vision. They rush towards the danger. They put their own interest aside to protect us or pull us into the future. That's Andy right there, guys. Leaders would sooner sacrifice what is theirs to save what is ours, and they would rather sacrifice what is ours to save what is theirs. They would never, sacrifice what is ours to save what is theirs. Here's what I can tell you, guys. People that succeed are continually thinking about their team. How's my team doing? Let me give you the last one today, guys. The principle of winning, the principle of overcoming, the principle of fighting to the very end. They do whatever it takes. I was flying the other day, and somebody asked me, what do you do, Tim? I said, I do whatever it takes. No, what do you really do? I do whatever it takes. Write that down in capital letters today, because some people are trying to negotiate the price of success. They're trying to negotiate the price of the battle. They see work, they see investing in others, they see chasing the dream as a problem instead of a promise. Can I tell you? A lot of people are looking today to find out how little they can do to get the victory. What I love about leaders, what I love about the leaders in Alliance, what I love about these leaders is they're saying, you know what? I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make the tough calls. I'll be more generous than anybody else. I'll give them my time. I'll give them my I'll give them my learning. I will set the example, because leaders, guess what? They're the ones that head first into the future. Guys, what a great day for me to be on the call. Andy, I can't wait to be on the cruise. Gabe, Blake, and Brienne, we are going to have a blast. I can't wait to celebrate with you when the stars are dancing over that ship at night and the sun is out dancing on the ocean. And we together are dreaming bigger dreams heading into July. Guys, this is going to be the year of all years. And I just want to tell you this. The very thing that you're fighting right now that opposes you, that you think is going to take you out, is going to be the very thing that you stand on as the very thing that gave you the energy, the fight, and the stamina to be the warrior winner that you are. Go get it done today, guys. Thank you, Andy, for the privilege to be on this call with you. I love you and admire you and your family. God bless.
Woo! Tim Goad, baby. Everybody up in the house screaming for Mr. Tim Goad. I'm going to tell you what, that's some good stuff right there. I get cold chills listening to that stuff. Tim Goad and his family is going to be on that cruise, and I know people are going to be all over him. Here's what I like about Tim. Here's what I love about Tim. He said it's a privilege to serve, a privilege to be involved in other people's lives. That is a different mindset. Because I'm going to tell you what, a lot of people realize that takes energy out of you to give to other people. And a lot of people say, I don't want to give. Well, see, what you don't understand is that gives you emptying a chance to bring it in, okay? And when you bring it in, you can put it out. Now, I'm going to give you an example of the way this goes down. It's the way your closet works. Women, and some of you men that have better taste to understand how this works. Your closet's full. You go shopping. You look and you go, I ain't got nowhere to put it. So you don't buy it. There is no fun in saying no when you're shopping. You take some of them clothes and you give them away. You empty a spot. You go shopping. You go, I know what that would look good with, and I know where to go in my closet. So you get to buy it. So you put it in the closet. You get to that feeling that goes down with all that. See, that's giving, but it started with the empty in the closet. So when Tim gets to give to you, when I get to stay up late, I was up late talking to people last night. I was up early this morning talking to people. When I'm on a cruise, I'm going to be up late. I'm going to be early. When I'm at dinner, I'm going to be eating and I'm going to enjoy that Chilean sea bass. I'm going to tell you, I can just taste it right now. Melt in your mouth. Way too much butter it was cooked in, I can tell. Well, I'm eating that Chilean sea bass. I could be sitting there not talking, but I'm going to be talking to my buddies because I'm going to be taking it out so I can put it in. Taking it out, okay? All right, and that's what Tim's going to be doing. I can't wait to the privilege to serve. Thank you for that, Tim. That is huge. And also, by the way, on the cruise ship, the contest we're going on, our top people that give, the ones that do the most hot spots around the country, we're giving away points. Because they're the givers, because they're out doing meetings. That's one way to get points for our cruise. So we try to reward that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I want to talk about how to make it happen, how to go from BDBP, anywhere on this chart, on up here to senior board member like that. This is the way to stuff to make it move fast. Okay? Now, when everybody says, I'm like that, they think I mean in 2 days. I mean 90 days, you're going to see some crazy results. A couple of years, you're going to be making the millions. Hello? When's anybody ever told you that could happen? And I'm talking multiple six figures. I'm talking about 6 figures a month. That's what this it is available to you. I'm going to, matter of fact, you're going to be on a cruise this week. I'm going to march you in front of people that know how much money's out there, the business is out there. You come to the leadership in July, I'm going to have the executives that know how much money's out there and how we can get it. And we're going to have the top people in the alliance that are making it to talk to you, okay? But I'm going to start telling you right now how to get it, how to move up fast. All right, first of all, let's say this. Underachievers, people that are not moving, they're missing something. And I promise you, you had the 12 checklist. If you had the 8 steps of success, my 8 steps, you're going to say they're missing out on something. I don't want you to miss out. So you got to study this stuff. All right, so let me tell you, here's the complete solution. Bam. All right, what you do is you decide what you want. What you want. Most people don't know what they want. They don't know. I just want to feel good. What would make you feel good? What's it look like? Well, I'd like to take an all-expense paid cruise once a year. I'd like to have 7 of my buddies making a 6-figure income. I would like to be making a 7-figure income. I would like for my wife to be driving a Cadillac. What is it? Write it down what you want. Then you got to get your mind right and your heart right. Okay? That means you got to feel it and you got to know how to do it. All right? And that's when you come to the meetings and all that good stuff. So you got to know how to do it and get your feeling right. And then what you got to do is you got to find other people that are 6 inches between their ears, right up here, their head's right and their heart's right. You don't want takers. You want people that are willing to give. It's the heart right. I've tried to build a business with the wrong people. It always stabs me in the heart. Or pull that knife out of my back right there. It always pull that out, right? It gets me right there. If you put the wrong people, that's what happens. And it happens. And we can't decide, but we got to watch for the little things. And what I'm telling you is the alliance is getting the little things and the right people. So you find people with the right mindset, right 6 inches between their ears, right heart, and figure out that they want what you want. If they just want to sit back and eat them chocolate pom-pom things, you know what I'm talking about, chocolate covered cherries, and sit there and get drunk and lay down on a porch and not help nobody. And so that's all I want is pile up I want net. That's what he's talking about. Net. I want net money, and I want to net do nothing. Well, that ain't the kind of people. We want people that are like the Goats, that are like Mark Vickers, that are like Alex Fitzgerald and travels. Look up there. See who's doing the most meetings. Adam Katz, Mark Womack, Alex Abian, on the road. Abian, on the road. A giver. So how are we going to make money with givers? Have you read the books? Have you read The Secrets to Success? Have you heard Think and Grow Rich? That's the people that make it big. The people that destroy it is the people that want to just have it themselves. I want to keep it to myself. I just don't feel like helping anybody. I don't feel like it right now. And there are people, there's a few people we still got that I just want to make money. You know what I'm saying? There's no feel to help people. We want people that want to help others, not protect the little nothing they got. Okay, we won't find people that think that's bam. You get your mind right, your head right, your heart right, find other people. Bam! You won't need these 12 steps. But see, most people say, well, can you tell me how to get my mind right, how to get my heart right, how to detect them? That's when we start how to break it down to the 12 steps. So, all right. Here's another instant success. Do this right here. It's called peer pressure. It's the strongest pressure I know. This pressure is stronger than the pressure in coal that turns rocks into diamonds. This is stronger than that kind of pressure. This pressure will take you and me and make them into whatever we hang around. Now let me tell you something. Here's some people you can hang around. Kyle Cater, Matt Goodrich, Mike Paleo, Doug Watson, Ben Smallage. I got some new names I've added on here. I added Kai Scherer. I added Mike and Kerry Williams. I added Matt Goodrich. I added Mark Bisco, Alex Abian. Why? Because when I look at this 2020 leaderboard, those are some new names that are popping up on the 2020 leaderboard. So go to our website and look for the 2020 leaders. Find out what the 2020 contest. Go to our YouTube and look for Andy Albright talking about 2020 vision. These are the people. Eric Belair, Rob Wilson. You know what? Look at that. I got Alex Abian twice. Woohoo! That'll tell you something right there. Chadwick Ray, Kevin Woolley, Jeremy Patton. I got a star by his name. Oh, my gosh. David Mays, Michelle Alleman, Mark Hutchins, star by Mark right there. Why? Because their name keeps popping up. Dane Levine, their name keeps popping up. You get in this middle of these people on the cruise ship, at the leadership, at the hot spot. Find these people and get in the middle of them. And I mean, my mind's going like Pam Moore. There's so many more people. Pam Parrish. I mean, there's so many more people. These people make a change like that. It's peer pressure. We know from our children, if they get with the wrong people, they can't fight the bad stuff. No matter how good, no matter how we brought them up, if they start hanging around with the wrong people, we can't stop them from going bad. Guess what? Nobody can stop you from going good if you get with the right people. They can't stop it. Peer pressure, baby. When people start wanting it. And what Tim Goad's telling me, and what Barry Clarkson just got through telling me about 30 minutes ago, we're starting to get the people that want it. Now that is getting exciting. We're starting to get the right people with the right mindset, with the right heart, with the idea that they want to give, baby. Now I'm going to tell you what. Can't nobody keep us down when that stuff starts to happen. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's get to it. All right, number one, decide, believe. I'm not going to go through it because I did it last week. So you look up last week's TWC. Write it down. Establish a starting point. Why? Figure out why do you want to do it. Like for me, I want to do it for my God. I'm telling you, He gave me what I got, and now I got to do something with it. James Hill. Yes, come here, man. I'm going to tell you something. James Hill told me a story, and you can do the nodding and the amen if you want to. But we went out there, and he was talking about shooting a shotgun for one of the times. And he talked about, can you tell real quick when you were little, y'all, how many boxes of shells and how long y'all? That story blew my mind. I still am thinking about it, man.
So when we were growing up, my dad would take us hunting every so often, and we'd go squirrel hunting. We'd go whatever kind of hunting we were going to go. And, me and my brother, we each had a shotgun. My dad had a shotgun. When we would go, we would bring 2 boxes of ammo with us. And that's what we got. That when the ammo was gone, we were done.
2 little boxes.
2 boxes of ammo.
See, to me, that ain't no fun. Tell them what we did when I took you out.
So going hunting with Andy Albright is like playing a video game because it's unlimited ammo. Okay? So
See,
on
when
his...
I was little, it was the same way. When I was little, it was the same way. You had these piece of junk guns, like rock, like when you shot, it hit you like that. There wasn't no cushions.
Absolutely.
Wasn't no pneumatic air pressure. Boom, boom, boom. No. Mm-mm.
So when we go, he's got the, what did you call that, the vehicle that you have?
The Ranger.
The Ranger.
Yeah, the ATV.
The ATV. Okay,
Yeah.
so
With a trailer and everything.
it was amazing. So we pull up, and he's got
Cases.
cases of ammo.
Yeah.
Like literally cases and cases of ammo.
Cases of ammo.
And we went through 2 boxes in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We're not that good at shooting. We need to practice more.
We're good at pulling trigger.
We're-
Bam, bam, bam.
bam, 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 bam.
You can't shoot nothing if you don't pull a trigger. All right, you stay right there.
All right.
See, when we go on that cruise ship, I'm going to say order appetizers, order any, matter of fact, listen to this, main dining hall. You say, I can't decide beside, I want you to say this. Everybody say this when you're sitting there in the main dining hall. I can't decide beside this and this. Say these words.
Yep.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them. You say, wait a minute, does it cost more? No. Same price. Unlimited, baby. See, that's what I love is seeing people's eyes light up and go, I said, I tell you what, why don't you give him that 3rd entree just to try that one too, even if you don't even think you might like it. Let's just let him try it. And here's what they'll say, as you wish. And they'll bring another one out. See, that's the way it's going to be. I'm not kidding y'all. I love it. I can't wait for people to see their rooms, to see the gifts, to see the meals, to see Atlantis, to see that slide that goes down between the sharks. It's crazy talk. It's just, I can't wait until you see it. I love getting new people to see it.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I do it, to see other people succeed, to what I've been given to give back. All right, now, I'm getting into the new stuff. You sit down. I'm going to bring you right back up here because I want you to come back up here. All right, now, this is the new stuff, obstacles. You need to know that there's stuff going to be happening. Don't be surprised when bad stuff happens. Hello, it's going to happen. Know it. Now watch this. Here's a big one. 80% of the problems are up in here. Inside, internal problems. You don't realize you're causing it. It's the 6 inches right here, 6 inches in your head, right? I'm telling you. Because once you start talking to your upline, I ain't got to ride. We got another person driving. See, another person driving is already there. In your head, you didn't have a way to get there. All right? There's all kinds of obstacles that are up here. We got to get them out. All right. Crabs in the bucket. Some people are the problem. Friends, neighbors, family, negative people are the problem. Know that the obstacle sometimes is disguised as a person. He's really an obstacle. She's an obstacle. All right. Ask for help. Ask for help over. Can you give a kid a hand? Can you give a kid a lift? Can you give a kid an idea? Okay? Can you give a kid an idea? Ask for help. Number 8. Know that there's skills and knowledge that you're going to need. On the website, you click on carriers. You click on carriers, and there are training sessions for every product. You need to know this stuff. It's skills and knowledge. It's leadership. Know that you can't do it stupid. You can't be stupid and ignorant and don't know nothing. I'm sorry. Our program is not a lottery ticket. You have to have skills and knowledge. You need to decide what helps the most. What's the next thing that I can do the most? Andy, upline, manager, growing leader, person who's already got the money. What's the first most important thing I can do? What's the second most important thing I can do? And I'm telling you, get to that leadership conference. I said that earlier. So you rank it, your skills and your knowledge. And how do you get it? What's the first thing I can do? Number 9, people groups that can help. Who can give you cooperation? Who can help you? Relationships are everything. Relationships. Who can help you? What I do right here. I said right here was an instant fix. Getting in the middle of Kevin Woolley, Belair, Matt Goodrich, Dane Levine. Hey, Matt, I got him twice. Got Matt there and I got Matt there. Mike and Carrie, Kai and Aaron. Who can help you? That's number 9. Who can help you? Figure out who it is. I was telling a young man yesterday that he's paying me to coach him. It has nothing to do with our business. He's in the fitness business. And I was telling him, he said, I'm going to have to stop spending so much time with the wrong people, aren't I? I said, yes, sir. He said, that ain't easy. I said, I didn't say it was easy. I said, it's what you got to do. You got to figure out who to spend less time, who to spend more time with. All right, you got to start thinking about that. Here we go. Last 3 things. You need to plan. You need to prioritize. There's a book called First Things First. And in quadrant 2, a lot of people tell me this too. They go, you know, there's a lot of books we got to read. I know. You better start reading. Every night, every day. And let me tell you something. There's something you need to stop doing. Stop doing that so you can read. Don't stop doing something you need to be doing. Stop. People say, I'm going to have less time with my children. I said, no. You need more time with your children. You need less time with that TV. Less time with that tweet thing. You need to quit tweeting. You ain't no bird. You're a human being. That Facebook thing. You need to go for that television thing. Boob tube is what I call it. Because it'll make a boob out of you. But it's just crazy, man. All right. Plan, prioritize. When you are going to go on a trip to the beach, you don't wait until all the stop signs turn green. You start in the right directions. Don't wait for everything to be right. People that wait for everything to get right, it don't never happen. You go and then you wait until that gets right, and then you move as far as you can. You do what you can do, and then you go until that's right. That's the way this thing goes down. This is the 12 steps, baby. I can't change them. These are the laws. These are the rules. This is what Brian Tracy put down in his book called Goals, and I'm trying to explain them to you. You got to seize it. You got to seize it before you can grab hold of it, before you can seize it. You got to imagine it. I can imagine. Here's one of my big dreams, is me being on a jet, a big jet, that's got bedrooms in the back but a living room in the front, and me and Fitz sitting there chit-chatting, me and him on our deal. And somebody's done put 2 nice little bowls of cheese and fruit and a couple glasses of wine, and it wasn't us that put it there. It was somebody else that put it there for us. And I picture Fitz getting a little massage while we chat. And I'm going to cross my legs and say, this is the way I pictured it. See, I sees it. I seen it. The other day, I got to do it in London. Okay? Not with Fitz. I pictured it with Fitz, but it didn't happen with Fitz. It's getting close. It almost happened. It's like you almost won the game, or you almost hit the free throw, or you almost kicked that field goal. See, I can feel it. It was close. I was on a private plane. Jane was on a private plane, and we were with Dan Neary and his wife, and we were going from London to Ireland on a private jet. It make no sense. Had my legs crossed. Somebody else brought us something to drink. I was massaging Jane's neck. You know, it's like it ain't quite like I pictured it yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Well, you got to get close, right? It's like that. It's just so many things I've drawn out. The deck in our house, I drew it out 13, 14 years before it happened. You got to seize it, guys. You got to visualize it. Number 12. You can't quit. You can't quit her from quitting. You can't quit a quitter from quitting. You can't quit them. They're going to quit. You can't do nothing about it. You slap them. You beg them. You cry to them. You cry with them. You cry for them. You cry on them. You cry about them. They still quit. You can't do nothing about it. You can't be the quitter and win. To win, you got to stay up in here. You got to stay with us. You got to stay after it. You got to not give up. Man told me like yesterday, I didn't like it when he said this. He said, can you do it from your knees? Because I couldn't do another push-up. He said, can you at least do it from your knees? I was like, I reckon. I didn't like it, but I couldn't quit. You can't let yourself quit. You got to have somebody with you that says, don't quit. It don't work. You just can't quit, bro. You got to stay after it. This is the 12 steps. Now, I said that, and I want to talk to you about overcoming obstacles, and I want to tell you what the inner circle is thinking. I want to get into this with you. Now, you say, Andy, these 12 steps, this association, this stuff right here, finding where you are. I'll tell you what that is. Let me see. It goes like this. The book is called Goals, Goals. But I think the title goes more like this, Goals, because it's written like that on the book. It's like this right here. You know what I mean? It's like Goals. It's by a guy named Brian Tracy. Get that book. But I'm going to tell you, it's got the 12 steps in it and more. It's hard-hitting. You say, you just listen off these books, Andy. You read them all. When? When I ain't doing stupid stuff. When I'm doing smart stuff. When I'm reading. People do what people want to do. I'm just going to tell you. That book is phenomenal, and that's where I got this stuff from, the association, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, now, I want to talk to you about what the inner circle is doing. These are 3 books. 3 books that I want to mention something. I've read these in at least probably the last 35, 45 days, might even be 60 days. And this one I'm still working on. Okay. First thing I want to talk to you about. Excuses. Problems. People have problems this week. Pam, Cassie, Anthony, people have stuff, okay? Excuses, some people call them. Some people call them problems. Some people call them situations. David and Goliath. David had a situation. Goliath had a situation. My man Malcolm Gladwell had a situation. Malcolm wrote a book called David and Goliath. He didn't make up the story. The story was a long time ago, before his time. And he wrote all kinds of good stuff in this book. First one I want to tell you about, this one cracks me up. All right, difficulty. This is a guy named Paul who apparently had all kinds of problems. Put him in jail. People were teasing him and making fun of him. I think some of them beat the snot out of him with a stick. Snot was drooling out. Blood was coming out of his ears. His description is crazy. I think he did not have a good time. But the one of the things the man could do would put a pen, or in his case, I think it was like a stick or something. I don't know why they had pens back then. It's before they had ink. And he wrote stuff down. He wrote a letter to a group of people that was attending a church in this place called Corinth or something like that. And this is part of the letter. It's an old letter he wrote. He said, I was given a thorn in my flesh. See how that would be a problem? A thorn in the flesh? A messenger of Satan. How many of people think the situation you have received has definitely been delivered from Satan? You're convinced that it did not come from God or an angel. It starts like angel. It comes from you know what I'm talking about? Okay? You are certain. Okay, this is what my man Paul was dealing with. A messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. I can see me doing that, going like, get it out of here. All right. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Ooh. Well, you know what I say to people? That means you got a great story. When you overcome the problem situation, the hassle that you have, that makes for a great story. He says, the power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in the weaknesses and insults and hardships and persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. How about that? See, how about that? I read that right there out of this book. Malcolm Gladwell wrote it down, and dadgum, if he didn't copy a letter from Paul that he wrote to the church of Corinth. And there it is, about overcoming obstacles, challenges, weaknesses. He said, delight in it, don't be scared. He said, be fired up about it. I was like, by God, I don't know about everybody else, but I got 2 or 3 things I can be fired up about, because they are situations. I was riding down the road the other day talking to my buddy. I said, bro, I got situations. He said, you just daggum got problems. And you got obstacles. I said, I'm delighted. I don't even know where that come from. But I was fired up. Because it's that mentality. You see, if you get that mentality, but let me tell you the opposite mentality. Let me tell you what the opposite of the mentality, I'm not going to go there very much, but I'm going to give you an example. It looks like this. That is not delighted in the weakness. That is, we call that wallering. Y'all know what wallering is? That is wallering in the weakness. That's wallering. Can't go there. We got to delight. Okay, so that's one thing on the problems, the weakness, the situations that you got to get over. Now, what am I going to get next? All right. More from this right here. All right. How many of you ever heard of Fred Shutterworth? How many of you ever heard of Martin Luther King? How many of you ever heard of KKK, the Ku Klux Klan? This story is up in this book, David and Goliath. Apparently, back in the day, the Ku Klux Klan done tried to blow this man, Fred Shuttlesworth. It's on page 151. You can read all about it, 152. They had tried, the KKK done blowed the man up, and he was in the shower. And they blew his house up. They said, "You in there?" He said, "Yeah." "Anybody got anything I can put on?" And they threw him a rain jacket in there. He come out there naked, but he had on his rain jacket. He said, "Ha! They missed." That's what it said happened. All right? So he said, "There's a greater power on my side. They can't touch me. They can scare me. They can get close, but they ain't got me." Now, this is what I like right here. Okay, now this is a preacher. Fred's a preacher, by the way. So preacher man joined up with preacher man. Here's what he says. There was an appearance that he needed to make, and these mean people were screaming, "We got him now. We're going to kill him," and all this stuff. He was in the vehicle, and he says, "Hell yeah, we're going to ride," the cussing preacher said, and he addressed his board. "Find you any kind of crack you can hide in if you're scared." Look up in here. Find you a crack that you can crawl up in if you're scared. "But I'm walking downtown after this meeting, and I'm getting on the bus. I'm not going to look back to see who's following me." Boys, step back. Men, step forward, my man said. So, the scared need to be finding a crack they can crawl up in. The men, the women, the leaders, the ones with faith, step up. He said, "I'm not looking back to see who's following me." When I look out there and I see Paul Roberts, he says, he looks at me like this and he goes, "Jeremy's back there. Mike's back there." He ain't looking back, he feels them. I feel the alliance coming like I've never felt it coming before. I'm telling you, bro. Barry Clark said, "I've never seen it like this." I see it. I talked to Fitz the other night, Sunday night about midnight, spoke to him 15 minutes. Well, it's the most powerful conversations I've ever seen with him, I ever had with him, ever heard with him, ever been around with him. It's when the alliance started acting like it. The last time I saw it like this was in 2002, 2001, when we were so broke we had to lick other people's fingers when we went to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I never forget. It was nasty. It was nasty. I remember going through Bojangles, asking if they had something left over, and getting something, getting some chicken wings, chicken legs. It was crazy. All right. It's here. It's coming. All right. The Carpenter, another book we've been reading. Now, by the way, I done knocked this one out, took all my notes, what it looked like, what it really was, all up in there, my highlights. I'm done with that one. Y'all need to get through this one. It's a bunch of them you need to read. This one's called The Carpenter. This is by my buddy, John Gordon. The Carpenter, okay? It's the name of it, by John Gordon. And it's funny because people say, when you have time to read? When I stop doing something that I shouldn't be doing. Now, for me, that's a lot of time, because a lot of time I'm doing something stupid. I always have in my life. You might be perfect. If you're perfect, this business ain't for you. We're looking for people that are messed up, people that got challenges, people that got family that are crazy, people that got children that don't listen half the time, about 10% of the time they do what you tell them to do. If your kids are perfect, this ain't for you. We want one with kids that ain't perfect. We want one. And the parents, the more messed up they are, the better. That's what I'm thinking. He said, my parents are perfect. They ain't going to work out, bro. You won't even know how to handle this stuff. This book, John Gordon, he had imperfect situations in his life. And he tells these things they call parables, stories. And this story is about the carpenter, all right? The greatest success strategy of all time. That's what he said. I said, I want to know the greatest success strategy of all time. And he said this. He said, love is sustaining. Fear is draining. Now, if you had to pick, not being some kind of a PhD, doctorate, electorate, or anything else that apparently is supposed to be a genius and read all these books and knowed everything and a friend of Socrates. Not knowing nothing, just starting out as a beginner, which one you going to pick? Draining or sustaining? Love, the greatest strategy of all time. He said, love is long-term. Fear is short-term. You're scared. You got to deal with this. You got to deal with this. That's fear. That's right here up on you. But tomorrow, people ask me all the time, Andy, why are you so excited all the time? And I tell them, because I'm leaving tomorrow. Right now, I'm dealing with stuff, but tomorrow, you wouldn't believe last one. And every once in a while, tomorrow hits. And I'm at a World Series game. Every once in a while, tomorrow hits. And I got, for me, I got a 9mm, and I'm just target shooting, just having a blast. Or I'm hunting somewhere. Or I'm fishing with my son. Or we're frog gigging Friday night. Or we're on a cruise ship to the Caribbean. Or we're standing on top of this manufacturing building that's now a Hilton in Venice, Italy. And I'm sitting up there with my daughter, and I'm looking out, watching the cruise ships go by. And I go, this is tomorrow. But every once in a while, I'm in now. And every time I'm in now, it's fear. And it's always short term when I'm in the mess. Fear is short term. Love is long term. All right, so we got to think love. All right, love is the way. Now, listen to this. When it comes down to it, focus on the love you have for building your life rather than the fear of losing your life. Building is adding people and adding friends, adding business, adding territories. Building the kingdom larger is what you need to focus on, not the fear of losing the ground that you've taken. It's the love of going forward that you focus on. You only have one life to live. You might as well go for it. This is in The Carpenter. This is quotes from The Carpenter. I don't know if you can figure out who The Carpenter is probably modeled after, but that's what he's talking about. Here's what he says. I think I got it right here. Love makes you love the struggle. You should love the struggle because it makes you appreciate your accomplishments. When you know it was hard, now you appreciate it. Challenges, because they make you stronger. If something's coming at you and it's attacking, it makes you stronger. Competition, it makes you better. Negative people, because you love negative. I love them. I love them because they make me understand what positive is. I wouldn't know what good people are if I didn't have the bad people. I wouldn't know what negative liars, morons, dingalings, dongheads, and stupid people were if I didn't know what the nice people were that I'm hanging around with. It makes me be able to recognize them. Now I can see them a whole lot better. Those who hurt you, because it teaches you forgive, go, he's crazy. He don't know what he's doing. Yeah, don't even let him go. Just let him go. Because if you suck over there, they pull your time down. But if you understand people hurt you, go, whatever. You got to forgive and move on. You got to get out. You got to forget is what you need to do. All right. As a secret to life and the greatest success strategy of all time, love all of it and fear none of it. All right. Next thing from my man. My next thing from my man. Listen to this. This is more from my man John Gordon. Success. This is powerful right here. Success is not about money or possessions. It's about people, commitment, loyalty, and relationships. In the end, we won't be measured by a bank account, sales numbers, wins and losses, the size of the company, but the difference we make in people's life. People say, Andy, you're talking about building your business and being larger. The whole Carpenter talks about building your business and having a bigger business. But you won't ever be judged by that. You'll be judged by the people that you change their lives. Now, yesterday, just outside those doors, not 10 steps from here, I had the president of Life Distribution, Nancy Bosley, for Transamerica Life. By the way, Monumental will be Transamerica Life by the end of the year. It won't be no Monumental, it'll just be Transamerica Life. So she's out there and she's telling me all this stuff, and she's saying, how big are y'all going to be? Should we invest millions in y'all? And I'm selling us. Am I over at the mail house pointing to the mail house? She saw it, but not me. I'm not pointing at that. Do I want her to invest millions in us? I know she's going to invest millions in us, because I'm thinking, this lady's smart. Not just smart, she's smart. Y'all know the difference between smart? Okay? That means I'm not kidding. And she's the one that controls the purse strings. What does this say right here? Success isn't about money or possessions. It's people, commitment, loyalty, relationships. In the end, we won't be measured by bank account, sales numbers, wins and losses of size of the company, but the number of people, the people that we changed their lives. Here's what I showed her, is broken video about Paul Roberts. Go to our YouTube and check out that video with Paul Roberts and Tamara and his children. And we watched that video, the whole thing. And I said, I couldn't talk. There's tears coming down my eyes, and I go, that's what we do. My man Paul is out there now changing lives. That's why our business is growing, because we're not trying to grow the business. We're trying to change lives. We're not trying to net, keep everything to ourselves, keep expenses to nothing, and have a bank account. We're trying to change lives. And that's why we spend our money and we invest. I can't deal with those people that understand they can't buy books. They can't go to leadership. That's not the kind of person we're looking for. We're looking for givers, people that give, people that want to change lives. Paul's my man. As tears come into my eyes, I said, now let's go and talk business. And what I know is that was the business. That is the business of the Alliance. And I said, a couple of mamas got off of drugs. We changed their lives. They allowed the daddy to go out and build the business. One time it changed the man, one time it changed the woman, next time it's changing the child. That's our concept. Love is the answer. That is the strategy of all that the first book told you about, and then John Gordon's book, The Carpenter, comes in again. All right. Last thing. This book, I am in the middle of. We read a book called Start With Why. This one is called Leaders Eat Last. People say, what about the book you averaged, the book of the month? I'm reading that too. When do you find time to read? Andy, when I'm doing stupid stuff, I stop doing that and start reading. Hello? Why, Andy? I'm equipping people. I'm getting them smarter. We can't be stupid and win. We covered that earlier. Leaders eat last. So, this book right here. Shoot up in here. All right. It might take me a minute to find this. I know it's in here. I got it marked. That's where I am right now. I need to where I am. All right. Tell you about the Alliance. When we started out, it was me and some buddies, and we met a few people. We met Harry Stout, that was president of Fidelity and Guarantee, and he was having a problem with distribution because his distribution was all worried about the money and trying to get a better deal. That's all they ever talked about, is getting a better deal. That's all they wanted. I wanted to make a better life for my friends. A couple of my friends was Fitz, Adam Katz, and another guy called Russell Cuz. And I went to them, and I went to some other buddies, and I said, I think I know how we can do it. It's called the Alliance. What we're going to do is we're going to save people's lives through life insurance. Save lives through life insurance. We're going to build a whole system around this. But we got to start where we are, which is with nothing. Didn't know if we had leads, didn't know if we had nothing, but what we knew is we wanted to be givers. That's what we knew. Let me read you something. This book is firing me up. It's called Leaders Eat Last. A lion used to prowl around a field in which 4 oxen, okay? You're going to look at that and try to figure out what I'm talking about, and it ain't going to make sense until you, maybe it will. My drawing's not, I'm not trying to be Renoir or one of those artist guys. But I'm going to tell you this. Come up here, James. I said I was going to get you back up here. James and Jane, and you two ladies come up here. Robin and Cynthia, I want y'all to come up here. Talk to you about something. All right. Now look at here. I done covered this right here. Now James and Jane ain't on there, but I got a feeling Robin and Cynthia, I believe y'all gonna be on there. I want to talk about. I'm talking to Ben Smalledge, Ben and Natasha. I'm talking to Mark Hutchinson, Mike and Michelle Alleman. So I'm talking to Mike and Michelle Alleman. You kind of like Michelle. You don't look nothing like Mike. Okay. You look just like James.
That's
okay.
Right. That's right.
All right. Now listen here. This is us. A lion used to prowl about in a field in which 4 oxen used to dwell. Many a time he had tried to attack them, but whenever he came near, they turned their tails to one another. Go, we can do that. We got to do a circle. Here's the center. So they turned their tails to one another, so that whichever the lion approached, then he was met by the horns of them. At last, however, they fell a-quarreling among themselves and went off into the pasture alone in a separate corner of the field. Then the lion attacked them one by one, and that was the end of all 4. The Alliance has read this story, and we ain't no oxen. You with me on that? We're people. We're human beings. We got problems. This ox got a big old ugly on a scar. That one over there got a hip problem. But I'm going to tell you this. The lion don't have a horn problem if he come up in here. You with me? This is it right here. This is what I'm trying to draw out right here. This an ox and an ox and an ox. And inside of this circle, inside of our heart, we have put our backs to one another, and nobody's going to mess with us. What this book talks about is this. The ability of a group of people to do remarkable things hinges on how well those people pull together as a team. We're starting to duplicate. We're starting to get copying. We're starting to attract people that say this to me. They say, Andy, this is something I've always dreamed about. This is something I didn't know if it existed is out there. And you guys have created it. And I go like, oh, you should have seen it 6 years ago. You should have seen it last week. We're changing stuff and making it better every day. That's one of the favorite things that Diane Lampy says is the changes y'all make. We're working on this thing. Abian knows. His people, Mike and Noel, know this. Patrick Connors is texting me stuff this morning. He gets it. We got our backs to each other, and nobody's going to mess with us. Let me tell y'all something. The trumpet has never been clearer. The sound. Bop, bop. It's time for us to attack. It's time for us to take action, read the books. I said we're on a 5-year plan. 5 years from now, we want to be multi-billion. We want the private jets for multiple of you to have jets. A bigger dream. I want so many of you giving away $100,000 a year to this charity, and $100,000 a year to this charity, and $100,000 a year to that charity. I want you making a difference when you money, and I want you to be able to travel to different countries and talk leadership, talk winning, talk overcoming obstacles, talk about hope. The bell has never been ringing clear. And the rednecks say this, she was ready. The Alliance is ready. You with me? The business be ready for us to do what we're going to do. We got the carriers. The money's right there for us. A guy said this, one of our meetings, he said, I can tell from talking to y'all. Said, y'all lead, I like when he said y'all too. He said, y'all lead with your heart. That's what Nancy said from Transamerica. Y'all lead with your heart. And she said, how come we are not number one? I said, because y'all's company ain't leading with your heart. We lead with our heart. That's why we up there with Foresters, with Darwin Herm, who leads with his heart, and George Kroom and Tony. And this new president, we don't know Garcia yet. We don't know who he is yet, but he's got a good name, Garcia. Okay, have you ever seen a letter from Garcia? Have you ever read that? See, he's got a good name. We'll see. But we know that Tony's the right man. He's the president of U.S. Distribution. We know Darwin Herm. We know these people. We know JS. They got the right people. That's why they're number one. She just looked at me. She said, what about their products? I said, their products are awesome. She said, are they that good? I said, they got that big a heart. It's the right heart. And the same thing with CFG and the same thing with John Haver and those guys at Mutual. You understand what I'm telling you? The alliance is ready. The alarm is going off. We got our 12 steps. We're getting the peer pressure. We got ways to identify. We got ways to identify executive vice president. We need a couple senior board members. We know what the vice presidents are. Stephen Davies, Alex Fitzgerald, Adam Katz, Abe, and all these guys. We got a way to identify so we know who to hang out with. We got 2020. Now we got a new contest coming on, and we're going to start identifying to do this. People that do this. When they hire somebody, what we need for them to do is quickly get 3 or 4 people in class. So when they put this guy in class, put people in class for them, because when all of them come out of class in the same month, they come out of class in the same month, we're going to give them 9,500 points so that we can move them up in this class so we can point to them and say, that's the guy we want to hang around. Barry said this on an activity call. He said, it's a way to get you to think right. So what we do is when you hire this person, immediately put them in class. You say, well, wait a minute. What if I get another guy same week? Can I put 7 or 8 people in class for him? And then when they all come out of class, if they come out of class in the same month, can I get 19,000 points just from recruiting and building? Oh, yeah. See, this side over here is from selling and recruiting. This side over here is for building. That's when you get these guys to start selling. And you get them to start copying you. How does he copy you? How he copies you is he hires somebody, but the day he hires them, he puts people underneath them. It moves them out faster. Another way we're going to recognize it is when you hire this person, you want them to sell 3 policies the first month after they get started. It's called fast start. We want to move things along. It's ready. It's another system that we put in to promote people faster and a way to identify, to see who's the people that are doing it like we want them to do it. You know what? I'll tell you something. Alliance reminds me of this. Y'all ever hear a story about the mule that fell down in a well? And the farmer tried to pull him out with a rope, couldn't pull him up, tried to winch him up, couldn't pull him up. He's screaming. Called the other farmers to the place. He said, he's done. He ain't going to get out. He said, get you a shovel and let's just bury the fool. So they threw some dirt on the mule. The mule shook it off. He stepped up. They pulled some more dirt on him. He shook it off and stepped up. He said, this mule's going to be hard to bury. It's going to be hard to put him down. So they threw some more dirt on him. He shook it off and he stepped up. They worked about a half a day. Next thing the mule stepped out of the well and said, whoa. You know what I'm talking about right there? You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of people we're looking for. We're looking for the kind of people, shake it off and step up, baby. We don't need you to get buried right there with these old farmers with the shovels. Shake it off and step up. The trumpet is screaming. It's calling your voice. It's calling you. We need your help. Let me tell you something. This is the craziest thing that I've thought about and heard about and talked about with anybody, and I'm saying years, okay? I've heard it before, but it come right out. Listen to this. People think God is against them. They think He's against America. They think He's against you. They think He's against me. Let me explain how this works. He's for us. He wants us to win. Do you understand what I read out of the first book on obstacles? The thorns. Have you heard? It's the wind beneath my wings. The wind is something coming at you. When at first glance seems like something trying to stop you, when in fact it is something that you can shake off and step up. It's something that you can use to lift you up. We've got the wings with the alliance. We got the leads. We got the team. We got the hot spots. What we need is a little adversity. Now, how many of you don't need to pray for any more adversity? You already got enough. Woo! Raise your hand out there if you got enough adversity. We don't need to pray for more. We have enough obstacles that we have the wind beneath our wings, and now the alliance is going to take. Let me tell you something. Crisis can crush a man, or it can create a man. It can crush you or create you. That's what crisis does. I got enough crisis. I got enough challenges. I got enough buddies. I got enough leads. I got enough territory. I got enough states and territories. I got providences. I got cold places in the U.S. and warm places. I got places out west and places on the east and up north and down south. I got all kinds of places to create something great. Guys, I cannot wait to see you, celebrate with you on this cruise. I can't wait for all of us to be high-fiving you, Jane to love on you, the Goads to love on you. I can't wait to hug you. I can't wait to see your children. This is going to be a great time to celebrate. The second morning, we're going to do the recognition day. Guys, it's going to be a blast. And let me tell you this. We need more people qualifying for that Greek Isle cruise. We need more people shaking off the problems and stepping up and working on that dial, working on that schedule, figuring it out. Find somebody who's made it out of the well. Find somebody that's rising up under crisis. Find somebody that's creating the results and say, how, listen to this, how do I do it now? How do I do it now? What's the first step? Prioritize. You got those 12 things. Guys, the alliance is on the grow. We're begging you. We're tricking you. We're screaming at you. We're pleading with you. We're crying with you. And the only person I know we can't affect with that is who? Quitters. Remember I told you that earlier. We can't do it. Winners, people that don't quit, people that are going to push on, people that are going to pursue, people that are going to create the results. You're determined to do it. The ones that are determined to do it, we calling out your name right now. All right? Let's do it. We're going to wrap up because I know y'all got to go book some appointments. We love you. We'll see you on the cruise. Go make it happen. Congratulations. Glad you're part of the team. Woo. See you. Yeah. Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. So what is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. It's making a difference for people. It's having fun, and it's making some good money to take care of your family. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean he wants to change it now. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.
I don't want to be a burden on my family. I know my kids don't feel like I let them down, but I know I did. The scary part was I couldn't quit. So for me, it was a prison. I knew that I shouldn't be doing this. Just a failure that I had in my life that I had to get rid of, you know. The future, it definitely is definitely brighter. I'm only 43. I got a lot of time to make a lot of difference in people's lives. It's going to be okay. That's probably a good way to look at it. It's going to be okay.
Hey folks, welcome to another Instant Replay. Today we're talking about quality. See, here at NAA, quality is more important than quantity. Just because you're doing something more doesn't mean you're doing it right. So let's take a look at this guy. I'll give you an example.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh man! Oh my God! Oh man! What the God! Come on, you're. Oh my God! Oh God!
I've heard stubborn people can be hard-headed, but this guy takes it literally. Well, the man doesn't have a brain up there, so he's got to use his head for something. Now, there is never giving up, and then there is failing to recognize that you suck. I'm glad to see the future of America is in good hands. Hey, these guys are going to be old enough to vote soon, right? Now, see, if you just do it right the first time, learn how to do it right the first time, you're not going to be banging your head doing the same thing over and over. See, quantity does not equal quality. Check out Andy Albright's course on placement and figure out why quality is so important to your business.
Hey guys, Andy Albright hanging out on the world's largest cruise ship. And you know what? It's got everything you could dream of. Swimming pool, people, music, having a blast. You know the only thing that would make this better? Shopping in Central Park. So many shops, so many boutiques, you could get lost. But you know the only thing that would make it better? High class, high energy, professional shows every night. Best seats in the house. The only thing that would make this better? The aroma of high-class dining, incredible service, and on top of that, all you can eat. But you know what would really make this better? Sharing it with your best friends in the world, all expense paid, it's all here. You know what would make this better? You. Join us again. Join the Alliance for another once-in-a-lifetime, all expense paid trip.